Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ben, take it away.
I need the permission to be the co-host so that I can share my screen. In between, I'll describe myself. I am from India. My name is Sayamde Mukherjee. I am a brown-skinned person, and I have kind of 80% brown hair and 20% gray hair. I am clean-shaven. I am wearing a t-shirt, non-formal, navy blue arms, and a saffron uh, body. I am a wheelchair user. It can be seen in the video, so I'm describing that. I am sitting in my home. It's kind of 9:40 p.m. in the evening in India, and I am very happy that I'm doing this presentation because Daniel and I are wonderful friends for the last quite a few years. And whenever things happen, we get on a call and decide or talk and kind of take the roadmap ahead. And next thing that I would like to do is that share my presentation, and you can see my bedroom, which is dark in the background. I am talking from my drawing room, and this is the whole description that I can make. And I'm a person with severe disability. I'm using a microphone, headphone to talk. And yes, so that's what my description is all about. Yeah. So I will start my presentation right away. I will take some time to introduce myself and how the genesis of Dish started. And uh, therefore, I'll take some time to do that because anything that is related to your life has its own value. So this new format of, okay, Zoom, okay, this new format of Zoom is killing, yeah. Huh. Okay, I will just try and share it now. Hi, so this is something that I'm going to talk about. Uh, to start with, I would like to introduce myself. I am international lead in uh, EnAble India, and I take care of the various international collaborations with various organizations. To start with, I would like to talk about we call it Veda. Veda means that a stamped documentation which would be followed even after thousands of years, in here hundreds of years, the UNCRPD, the definition of disability, as we all know. And so what was happening in my life when people were searching for a definition of disability? I started with broken dreams, zero aspiration, kind of insecurity, and depression. And when I accepted my disability, I realized that I have wonderful family. I'm very lucky to have a wonderful joint family which brought me up. I had development of aspirations by finding pathways, alternative pathways. That means that when you dream cannot be concised in one path. Dream has multiple folds. One dream can be broken, another dream can be started. If we call about the various great people in the sports field, we all know the name Roger Federer. Actually, he lost more matches than he won, and he lost more Grand Slam finals than he won. But he is famous because he kept coming back. And alternative pathways means exactly that. If one door is closing, We need to open up another door for the people that we have, or whatever resource that we have. We need to use that to make our life wonderful, beautiful, aspirational. Then I have a very powerful kind of people to motivate me, because the group of people consisted of mountaineers. My father was a mountaineer, his friends circle, and my extended family members, who had been, some of them had been very illustrious in their career as scientists, as engineers, as doctors, as public servants. They were quite illustrious as their career was. So thereafter, what I uh, would say that willingness to contribute towards the development of the sector. So all these culminated to development of the aspiration to willing to contribute toward the development of disability sector. So I thought that I'm not contributing to the sector by not earning. But in spite of the reason that I was not earning primarily when I was 20 years old, I was contributing actually. I am 45 years old, but what I can say to all of you that I contributed. I contributed the tad bit which made a small bit of difference by giving my values, giving my thoughts, giving my views to any meetings. And then after that, I made certain things to change my life. And it happened that I grew. I grew the life of a person. So in between, I had a pandemonium of uh, problems and a pandemonium of diagnosis. Because why I call it a pandemonium of diagnosis? Because of one reason. Because what I was diagnosed with primarily was cerebral palsy when I was 1.5 years old. Therefore, I was given that kind of therapies in 1980s, early part. Then people thought that no, I don't have cerebral palsy. It was confirmed. Therefore, there has to be some diagnosis. So they put me in muscular dystrophy. No, the third diagnosis came as neuromuscular dystrophy, because no one knew what's going on, because I was deteriorating and I couldn't speak for 25 years of my life. And during that time, I had been using uh, software which was being used by Professor Stephen Hawking, and I used to operate my computer with my eyelids. Uh, I will just try to, I don't know, I got a sound, that's why I'm unsharing. Okay, as if I got a sound that it has got disconnected. Sorry, I broke the rhythm. Apologies from that side. Okay, yeah. So finally, when I was 25 years old, I was diagnosed with dopamine responsive dystonia. And this was the elementary reason that I have my disability. Dopamine responsive dystonia or dopa responsive dystonia is a genetic disorder due to which the enzyme in the brain, which is a neurotransmitter, does not get secreted in my body. And therefore, I developed gradually to be a person with disabilities. And I have started with uh, dopamine replacement therapy. And that is why I could gain whatever speech that you are hearing now, and I could gain whatever I have gained in my career also of the time since 2007. You may ask since when I started to recover. I started to recover since the time of 2005. 2005, 18th of November to be very specific, starting date of my second life or second journey. So this is what I was, and the way I am, you are able to see. For people with visual impairments, I would describe the picture here. I am sitting on a special seat insert. There is a mounted system of switch which I am using with my tongue. And after this, I don't have any picture, but when time lapse happened, I lost control over my that group of muscle also. So I used to use a tongue, not a tongue switch anymore, but I used to use the eye blink switch with only voluntarily controlled muscle. That was my right eyelid. So I had been a person who used AAC. So you can well understand the importance of assistive solutions in those days in my life when nothing was available. When nothing was available in India, I got the privilege to get all kind of solutions because my mother mainly had identified lots of the solutions that I needed by thinking how to make me more comfortable in my sitting, in my eating, dressing, and travel. Yes, travel had been an important part to me, which I would come later if I get time. Now I would come to another time lapse and talk about a project which gave identity to me. In between, I need to tell you that I had been a computer programmer, I had been a radio jockey, I used to work in a radio station after starting to speak. Then I had acted in a movie which is released in USA, which is called One Little Finger, Ability in Disability. It has won multiple awards, and I won a particular award for Best Actor in Cincinnati Indian Film Festival in 2019. Then I realized that I needed to join something which would be more sustainable, long term, and giveable. That's why I came to Bangalore, which is 2000 kilometers away from my hometown, Calcutta. And this slide has a logo. Written is Project Discovery, share solutions, create impact. A sign of a wheelchair is there, and a bulb is there, which is resembling thinking. So this project started during 2020. The how it began was that my chairperson Dipesh Sutaria and I, along with my manager, was having a meeting during COVID when the lockdown started. And there we were discussing how to progress because last 10 days we did nothing. In the month of March, India underwent a heavy lockdown. And during that lockdown, we were not working at all for last 10 days because our all the programs of our innovation space that we worked in the EI labs, Enable India labs, was something that we never thought it would be an online work. But it became an online work. It started with various things, but one project that was Project Discovery was identified. Why it was identified? So my chairperson Dipesh asked me one day that, hey, then, how many solutions are you using at this point of time? I thought, I thought that, okay, solutions. What solutions? I don't know about any solutions. Everything has been a part of my life. Then Dipesh told, what is a solution? Anything, anything that is helping you to overcoming any barrier is a solution. So then by the end of the day, I got an assignment that lists down all the solutions. In next 3 hours, I noted down 28 solutions that I am using when I'm going out to office, and 18 of them I am using when I'm working from home. Even a small bit of electric brush, because I cannot move my hand. Electric brush is helping me to brush my teeth independently in the morning. So that's a solution that I'm using. The headphone, the noise reduction headphone is a solution that I'm using because I am kind of dictating all the time, and without the noise cancellation feature, my dictation would be haywire. So that these are the small bits of solution that we never realize that we are using. So genesis of this uh, story of emergence started by Project Discovery, and the Project Discovery gave us the surprise element. We never thought that in that time this program would bring us or fetch us more than 50 solution videos, because it is still now, this is the 5th year of it, and still now we are working on it. And till now we have received in total in last 5 years over 6,000 solution videos from various parts of India for the Indian version of Project Discovery. So what happened was we were receiving the solution videos and we were uploading them in YouTube channel. But YouTube channel is not discoverable enough for people with disabilities and the ecosystem to identify the solution. And also, as we were collecting the solutions from the grassroots level, we were not getting appropriate understanding that how to make sure that grassroots gets the best value of it. Even the last person who doesn't have a mobile phone, how can that person get these solutions in hand so that they can use it, they can replicate it, they can see it? So we were thinking for a solution for dissemination. And what happened was from Project Discovery, multiple other projects evolved, came up. And from a grassroots project, the AI program emerged with the genesis of conjunct, conjuncting or joining the world and making sure that this project is replicated, the project discovery is replicated in multiple nations across the world in last 3 years so that people can share their assistive solutions. And this year we have touched 43 countries around the world who have shared their solutions to us to make sure that all of them participate in a way and all of them share their solutions. Maybe in a nomination time, people may not come and nominate, but we are expecting like last year, uh, as 32 countries kind of signed up, 17 countries sent their nomination. And from 17 countries, we identified 2 innovators who sent their solution, and we got them to Vienna, and they presented their assistive solution to the public in Vienna Zero Project Conference in the United Nations headquarters. So this is the project that started the journey of an AI project to be developed. So what happened next? AI evolution happened. We all know that AI has not been a revolution, it has been an evolution, because we all know that artificial intelligence is existing in the world for a long time. So this is what I have found out in a small bit of research that I did. But 2 years back, the format of artificial intelligence got changed by lots of the companies, lots of the biggies. And therefore, we also jumped on the wagon wheel and identified our solution of the problem that we were facing of dissemination of assistive solution. And now we made Disabilities Innovative Solutions Hub, DISH, and we made the tagline solutions on a platter because we all know our parents has always told that nothing comes on a platter, and we keep on telling that some things comes on a platter. So in this slide you can see a plate or smiley written in yellow is dish, and the dish placement is above the smiley and the plate, and it is covered by the cloche, and cloche, it seems to be the opening of the cloche, and the smiley is coming out with dish, and in below of the logo, dish logo, solutions on a platter is written. So this is something we developed. We developed with the pursuit, with the collaboration with Zero Project and collaborations with many other organizations, because we needed understanding of the solutions to come under one umbrella. And we realized that what we have developed is giving us the value. Why it is giving us a value? There are multiple channels. There are multiple channels which gives us assistive solutions. And when we need the assistive solutions, we don't have a proper area to ask for the assistive solution. But in here, when we developed dish, we thought that whichever organization has published database, we will request them to share their link to us so that all the assistive solutions can come and be discoverable under one umbrella, so that people can search under one umbrella to obtain the assistive solution in a bigger way, in a larger way. Now, you may ask, what is the difference between this ChatGPT and a kind of dish ChatGPT 4 and Gemini? In here, that is a comparison which is given. We put a problem statement of tell us a method of teaching by person who is deaf. And that was the problem statement that we wrote. And we got this answer. And one more thing, we don't get authenticated answer with reference in any database or any search. It would give us vague answers. So here it is written that here are some solutions authenticated by Harkin Institute. Then it is saying that utilize sign language, utilize interpreters. Then it is saying that ensure that any classroom you conduct have qualified interpreters to help facilitate communication. It's essential to prepare. It's essential to prepare the participants by encouraging them to take the work forward. And then after that, it is saying that source, and then it's coming, the Harkin Institute link is coming. And the same thing has been asked to ChatGPT 4, but the answer is kind of a okay answer according to me, because there is no authentication statement and there is no clarity in it, and there is no kind of a reference link to it. The same thing has been asked to Gemini, and the same thing is there. And therefore, Dish has its difference from ChatGPT or Gemini 4. And here, the in below, you would be able to see that authentication statement results from Dish. And authentication statement, why we put the authentication statement, and why are we putting so much of an emphasis on this? Because when we search for any assistive solutions, we try to gather information. But unless the information is authentic, in the era of information overload nowadays, we won't be able to trust the source. That is why the authentication statement that we provide is very important. Why do we only keep uh, the open sourced or published databases? Why don't we own any data? Because we don't want to own any data. Our main intention is to provide a platform where all discoverable or all published data are discoverable under a search. I will give you a demonstration. I will surely give you a demonstration of Dish. And I will give you multiple demonstration because we are bringing up something new, which the beta version has been launched. And you guys are going to get an opportunity to see the beta version, which would be launched and rolled out for everybody with a common number to the world, where you would get phone use, and by the phone you would be able to take it forward together. So till now, we have multiple partners who have shared their data. Harkin Institute, Zero Project, GDI Hub are some of the institutes. And from India, esteemed institute like Indian Institute of Technology and other very renowned institutes have shared their links to us so that we can have the data totally available for everybody. And it would come with an authenticated statement. Now, the surprise, 1 year back, we launched the beta version of the browser version. And now, 1 year later, we have launched the beta version of Dish in phone. That's what we are calling it, Dish 2.0. So here in this slide, you would be able to see one mark of television, one emblem of television, and another emblem of mobile phone. And the television has simple the logo of Dish, and the telephone has the mobile phone has Dish written on it. 2.0 is written on it. Solutions on a platter written on it is now in WhatsApp. And then please note down the number. Please note down the number. Number is +91 96069930 Sorry, I will call it out again. I have almost done with this presentation, and now I am telling you that I'm a person with dyslexia. So I had to take some solutions also to identify the process of reading the slides. So I will tell you the number again, +91, that's the India code. Then you type down 9606993091. Yes, it has a rhythm in it because our world works in a rhythm. Our world goes ahead in a rhythm, and our world has a rhythm of everything. Even the assistive solutions that we use has its rhythm because it's related to us, and every human being and their mind has a rhythm which works to get the things that they want to get, from aspiration to the dream, and from the dream to the delivery, and to the delivery to the implementation. Everything is connected together, and there is a strong rhythm in it. So this is what my presentation was, and now I would move on to the demonstration part of dish. In two ways, I will move on to the demonstration part. You are seeing this WhatsApp version. I will show you the WhatsApp version today because this is a new thing that has come up, and this new thing is helping us in a bigger way. So I will ask a question by initiating with hi. I am using the WhatsApp web version, and it's written that dish ask question chatbot. Hi, the answer would come in now. The answer has come. I understand your language. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Now I can ask a question here. I can ask a question using my audio because I cannot type. And if you cannot type, there are problems, right? So let's ask a question by using the microphone button. Okay. So let's use the microphone button. I will ask a question. Let's see what answer comes. One of my neighbor's son is unable to read. What kind of a problem that child can have? Can you tell me? In between, I would like to tell you that this kind of questions, if you ask an abstract question, other programs will not give you any concrete answers. But in here, it will give you some answers which are concrete in the matter because it is available in the database. So I will make my machine to read, and I want you to understand that if you don't get to hear the sound, you pitch in immediately. Now I would select a paragraph. And then I would click on right click, and I would click on read aloud.
If your neighbor's son is unable to read, he may be experiencing difficulties related to a specific learning disability, SLD, such as dyslexia. Here are some insights into potential issues and steps that can be taken. Here are some solutions authenticated by D-learners. Dyslexia is a form of SLD. Dyslexia is a common learning disability that affects a child's ability to read and write. Children with dyslexia may struggle with reading delays, writing difficulties, and overall performance in school if not addressed early. Source: Reading and Writing Troubles Signs of Dyslexia, Hindi.
Now, next level of understanding is there, that tools are there. Whatever the database will have, it will have, and you will get the answer. Now, what I will do, I will tell you another part of this technology development, and this technology development has been going on for a while. So I will ask the question in my mother tongue, okay? And I will interpret that after I ask the question. আমি যদি আমেরিকাতে থাকি তাহলে আমি কোন ধরনের সলিউশন ইউজ করতে পারি যেটা আমাকে আমার যাতায়াতের জায়গাতে সাহায্য করতে পারে? So I ask that if I am in America, what kind of a solution can I use for mobility? I kept it abstract. Okay. So let's see what does this reply. I targeted from the database some Harkin Institute questions, some Harkin Institute solutions. Now I have got the answers now in Bengali, and now it is kind of in Bengali language, the answers are coming. Okay. And this is something that we got. And whole thing has been done with this idea that people in the grassroots level, if they have issues with literacy, they can understand their mother tongue and they can use their phone to ask this using a voice note, voice command, and take it forward. And then after that, we are going to get the answers. All these answers are in English, in my mother tongue, and all these answers are wonderfully related to the problem statement that I asked. And this is the most beautiful thing that we have developed till now, because I will stop sharing now and I will tell you that quite a few features of this. That is, number one, we have developed this keeping the two big tech developers, and that's an advantage that we have for being an independent organization, because we have developed the version using Microsoft's platform of AI. For the language interpretation, we have connected to Google's language interpretation platform, and whatever language is available in Google's language interpretation, it would come and tell you the answer in that language. So you can see the diverse target group that we are talking about. So you may ask one more question. That is, if this is that ready, then why aren't we rolling it out? No, it's not yet ready. What we are trying to do in next 1 month is something totally different. When I am asking a question using my voice, the answer should not come in writing only. It should come in voice also. So why it should come in voice? Because somebody in African continent sitting there, or somebody in India in a rural part sitting there, may not know or may not have the literacy skills to show or write the solutions. And that's where we need audio output. Somewhere in Mexico, somewhere in Latin America, people may not have that literacy factor. Somewhere in USA, people may not have that literacy factor. For them, the real last mile will have this consistently and take it forward and use it for their kids, for people with disabilities, and everybody can reach out to get the solutions and use it according to their needs. And it's not only like that, it has to be a full 1-day workshop, despite of the reason that dish getting selected in the Harkin Summit. I am unable to go because of this huge visa problem that we are having of 9 months waiting time for a visa application appointment. So, or else I would have gone and spoken to you in Harkin Institute itself to tell you about the dish for a full 1 day, how it has emerged, how it has come up, and how the research can take place based on this. Because I have traveled through India, 26 states of India. And in those 26 states, I've seen the grassroots. And you can understand by traveling to 26 states of India and quite a few countries of the world, I have seen that we always want to reach the last mile, but somehow we fall out. Somehow that reach, the last bit of reach, that final stage is left out. And we don't even look back to that. But development of dish with this intent that the last mile has to be connected. Even a village having one mobile phone in the hand of a patriarchal society or a matriarchal society in the world, whatever society there is in the world, in any country, if a village is having only one mobile phone and 10 persons with disabilities are there in the village can get the information of assistive solution in their hand. That's why we are calling it the tagline as solutions on a platter. Thank you. Daniel, over to you.
Great. Thank you, Dan, so much. This is Daniel speaking again. I know we've had some people join us later in the presentation, so welcome. Thank you all for coming. I think the only things that I want to add from our side at the Harkin Institute is we were really excited for the opportunity to work with EnAble India on Dish because of all the things that Dan has mentioned. So we see a lot of this discussion now around artificial intelligence, and there is such a great opportunity for AI to benefit people with disabilities, but only if people with disabilities are included and thought of and considered from the outset. And so I've heard and experienced of querying some of the more common AI platforms for disability solutions. And it is really just generating things that are not helpful, sometimes hurtful, right? They're just pulling from random collections of words on the internet. And anyone who has existed with a disability online knows that sometimes the internet does not treat us kindly. And that's what's feeding a lot of these resources. And so Dish is very different because, as Dan has said, all of the resources that are being pulled are from a closed universe of resources that have been authenticated from groups like the Zero Project, from GDI Hub, or from the Harkin Institute, organizations like ours. So you're not just getting random things popping up in a search engine. You are only being given something that disability and accessibility professionals have vetted and have entered into Dish as a solution worthy of drawing from. And so what's been really helpful for us at the Institute is we do a lot of work with companies, with universities, with nonprofits or governments around disability, accessibility, and employment. And we hear very frequently that people have questions, but don't feel like there's a safe place to ask. You get the HR person who maybe doesn't know how to solve for accommodations, but is afraid of asking kind of quote unquote the wrong question or an offensive question. And Dish is a space where that professional, that teacher, that person could log in and say, how do I accommodate an accountant who is blind? Or how do I accommodate an attorney who is deaf? And gives you those vetted resources that you know come from the disability community. So we were really excited to be able to be a part of this. And I would say for any of you watching, whether you're live here today or on the recording, if you have a really good solution that you would like to be added, please reach out to us at the Harkin Institute and send that solution so that our team here can evaluate it and potentially add it to Dish to be seen in the future. And as with other AI platforms, the more this is being used, the better those solutions being generated will come. So thank you all for being a part of this today. I hope you feel as excited as we are that this is such an actionable step to make sure that the disability community is a part of emerging AI technologies. We were really sad to hear that EnAble India is not able to come to DC for the summit because of visas. It's a challenge in our international world, but you're still able to bring the content through this webinar, and this will not be the last that you hear from the Harkin Institute and EnAble India on Dish. So thank you all for coming.
On the lighter note, I would like to tell something.
Sure.
That is, if I need to go to the Harkin conference next year, I get the invitation now so that I get the visa next year.
Yeah, so hopefully we can have all of you either in December or next year we can get EnAble India to be able to attend with
It's a disaster of 9 months waiting time for an appointment for visa.
Yeah. So we have a few minutes left. I'm going to have our tech people stop the recording so that if anyone live here today has questions, we have a few minutes to ask